Hey there, Justin, Brother Gary. Totally unrehearsed, just a bit of a brain dump. But unfortunately, I have a lot of time where I can think about mission and vision and strategy and stuff like that, which had to do a lot of in the Army and then nonprofits and stuff now too. So um, I really appreciate you sending me this picture of what you were looking at. And I've tried to spend some time with it. I like a whole lot of it. But I thought it interesting and it paralleled my own thinking just a little bit that around those three things, we had a bullseye in the center, which is what the mission ought to be. I had another business oriented model. I can't read it, but I can give you a copy of it. Mission, the very peak of the pyramid there, says, "Why do we exist?" And even in your circle, FBCMV, a community of Christ followers dedicated to loving people and making Christ known. I would get rid of dedicating and loving people and going back to the tried and true to know Him and make Christ known, to know Christ and to make Christ known. It seems worn, but I don't think it's been implemented very well. The key would not be to do anything different, but to do it better. So, with that in mind, I looked at those three words and I liked how you feathered them out. And in my own scratch paper, did the same thing. Mission, values, vision, or mission, vision, values. Mission to know Him and make Him known, know Him on a personal level, community level, or public level, make Him known. We value the Bible. We value the community, our church community, and our town. We value our families. I'm sure those are going to be in the list. There may be a few more. The vision, though, would be to impact Mount Vernon for Christ, and secondarily to influence our community with a Christian ethic. We would have societal transformation there. So those three just seem a really tight shot group. And it's like, well, so what's next? Strategic intent. How would we get there? I think those really fit the bill for our following Jesus. And I love that by orienting our lives around Him, loving people by meeting their needs, and uh, sharing the gospel, making Him known. To me, that was GC5. Make, mark, mature, and mobilize. That's the flywheel. That's the thing we do over and over and over again. Our process ought to be accomplishing that until it just spins and hums, and we're we're making disciples, we're marking disciples, we're maturing disciples, we're mobilizing disciples. It's a good thing. But those instead of those six words or those three ideas as the mission, um, and I get okay a multiple thing in the mission, making Him known. Well, the precursor to that is to know Him well. I'm thinking of the Army's mission to deter war. That's the first thing is we are strong because we don't want anyone to mess with us. But the second thing, it's failing that we fight and win America's wars. And so I see that to know Him and making Him known as that two-phase mission. Goal one is make Him known, is to know Him, so that the overflow of our life makes Him known. But those three things, following Jesus, loving people, those are like the strategic intent that we are going to do. And then we could organize most everything around that. Does this part of the church program love people? Is it meeting a need in the community? Does this part of the church program help us follow Him and invite others to follow Him? Does this uh, make, mark, mature, mobilize? Um, it just seemed to me that while we've got the essence of it, it's kind of arranging the Lego pieces in such a small way, but it could make all the difference. And I just thought it really interesting that you around the circle had that core. I think there's a need for that core, and those three strategic objectives could be the stack pole on which we hang everything else over time. So Anyway, got up too early, still chugging coffee. It's a good day. Love the way you think. By the way, I thought that committee training thing you had, I was jealous. I wish I'd have had one of those. That was really fun, and good things are going. So, hey, think about it, talk about it. I do have to miss the meeting. Can join in by Zoom, but if you don't want to do that, I totally understand, and I just have to be gone for this one. But the vision piece is real important, and I think that's the connector, impacting and influencing. That's leadership and results, because we're a big dog in town, like you said, and if we don't do it, no one will. So to me, that's the essence of the vision, and then those three things that we talked about, three on each hand, uh, individual and corporate. We could make those the strategic objectives, and they just seem to kind of flow in a pattern to get down to what we do every day. So, love you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you and all you are doing for us. Be blessed. Bye.